going to video for the children.
Oh, it's a video.
This is what your parents are doing with your inheritance.
Too bad you're not here enjoying it.
Hey there, retirement adventurers. That was a fun little video that my husband and I took and sent to the kids on a sunset cruise in Mexico. And we really did wish they were there with us. Because, like the topic for today, relationships and the most valuable players in our retirement are those that we love, our family and our friends. And how do we prepare for the fourth quarter of our lives with the best team players? I really enjoy traveling with my kids. And every time, I don't know about you, but every time I go on a trip, I think, well, the kids would love this. My kids would love this. My grandkids would love this. Wouldn't this person like this? Or my friends. Wow, I wish so-and-so could see this. But we can't always take them with us. But we are taking them with us into our fourth quarter of our life. And we have to really look at and have those real conversations around your expectations and their expectations. It's about who we're spending those precious years with. And your relationships are the heart of your retirement game plan. So let's get together and dream big and work out some travel plans. Please like and subscribe to this video and our channel if we're of any help at all. Have a great day. It's time for good old-fashioned team meeting with the family. Gather the squad and have them call the conversation. It's not just about logistics. It's about dreams, expectations, and maybe even some surprising revelations. So here's a cheat sheet. Ask them, what is their vision of your retirement? They may go, I don't know, Mom. That's your thing. You do you. But make them be serious for a moment and say, if you could close your eyes and say, my mother is retired, or my father and mother are retired, what does that look like to me? And ask them that so that they have a clear idea in their minds that they were expecting something. And then you also have a clear idea of what you expected. Discuss the roles. Are they secretly hoping that you're going to be the ultimate grandma or grandpa babysitter? That may be the case. You don't know till you ask and talk about it. It may be the perfect setup for you. You may be delighted in that expectation, but you also may go, whoa, Nelly, that's not what I expected. Or maybe they're like, love you, Mom, but we actually were thinking of moving to Costa Rica in 2 years. And you're like, what? I hesitated and we did not buy a home really close to the kids. We have 2 sets of grandkids, and we decided not to buy a home super close to either one. One set of grandkids are within 30 minutes of where we bought. And that is because that is a really great place to live. If those kids decided to up and move to another town, we would still be very happy where we are. A lot of people will just move very close specifically to be near those kids. And then I have repeatedly heard how that just is not what the kids had expected or needed. So also then be adaptable. Grandkids change fast. They change faster than TikTok trends, I tell you. 1 minute they're begging for you to drop them off at soccer, and 4 or 5 years later, they're heading off to the university. So you have to remember where your kids are in their preparation for life and their life journey and where you are in your life journey. And make sure and talk it out. Talk it out with all of your children. You may have different levels of that communication and need. My son and his wife and their needs are completely different than my daughter and her husband and their needs. And then my husband has two sons. I have two stepsons who have completely different needs altogether. They don't have children. So you have to chat with people, talk it out. Expectations not met is disappointment. Expectations discussed and it revealed means there aren't any surprises or disappointment or hurt feelings. Your kids will tell you if you listen. Okay, how about that friend zone? Retirement edition, friend zone. Making friends after 50 isn't for the faint of heart, and we know that. But you've got this. You really do. It's really about a strategy. And I was the kid whose parents moved 7 or 8 times when I was young. So I know a thing or two about how to make friends. And then subsequently in my work life, I did both sales and fundraising, which is a form of sales. And both are relationship building. And those skills translate beautifully. So if you've got those skills, you can make friends. But if you didn't work in those fields and your parents didn't move 7 or 8 times, you may find it really difficult to make new friends. So it's about strategy. So let's talk about the strategy of friendship. You may already have a community and you're going to retire with that community. I have friends that meet up with work family all the time. A certain group of friends meet up for coffee every Wednesday morning at a coffee shop, and they were all teachers together. They're not all the same age. They've retired over different decades, but they have a wonderful time meeting up and having coffee and supporting each other, hearing about each other's trips, talking with each other about the problems with the kids. They're a great support group and community. I know a lot of people don't have that kind of support group and community. So let's talk about how we might build that if you don't already have that. Find your tribe. Find the people that do things like you. That seems a little harder to do, but I'll tell you that you can use social media apps very easily for this. I'll tell you to use Meetup. It's an app, or even on events on Facebook. There are hobby groups. You could, if you're a knitter, you can meet up with folks. If you're an artist or wannabe artist, you can meet up with folks. If you're a kayaker, and I do that quite a bit with kayak groups. I have a group on Facebook that I've gotten to know. They do other things like the hikes. It's a women's group. I really enjoy them. I, in general, do a lot of things with my husband. So, he's not a part of the female group, but I break away every once in a while and participate in the female group. We have also joined different groups at different times that do hikes at state parks. We have joined up with groups doing kayak trips, not big trips, just day-long excursions on a major river nearby. So look for those opportunities to meet new people. And don't just do it one time, because that's not how you really get to know people, is it? You really get to know people by repeatedly joining and doing things with them. Volunteer. Now, you can volunteer directly with a nonprofit, and I suggest you do. You can also volunteer by joining in with service organizations. I particularly belong to Kiwanis, and I have for almost 30 years. And a lot of people think of that organization as a professional organization, like you only do that when you're at work. That's not true. A good portion of our club, probably a third of it, or maybe a little less than that, but are retirement age. They love to come to the meetings and they love to do the service work. Many times they can take leads on the service work that people who work for every day, 8 to 5, aren't able to do. So consider joining a service organization. Those service organizations can be Rotary, Optimus, Lions Club, Kiwanis, you name it. There's several of them out there. Join one. I highly suggest it. You will make a community quite easily. Another place you can join up is your actual trade associations. I know people who are in trade associations, say you're a city manager, the City Managers Trade Association, or the Math Teachers Association. Those organizations generally have a retiree tract that is a little cheaper as you retire that you can join. And they're wonderful places to really get to know people and build community, do some service work, participate in the conventions even after they're retired, but they're able to help mentor, support, network, and just have a community of retirees within your professional space. Some people even travel with those associations. So do look into the retirement level of your professional trade association. Check out, I enjoy music, so any events that are around what you enjoy. I have family members who enjoy RVing, and there are RV meetups and group meetups, and there is RV conventions and all kinds of things around that. I like music. So I love a certain type of music, folk and jazz, and we love to go to those kind of venues. We have met many people that we really enjoy their company at these events and build community that way. So look into that area that really you find as a passion, music events, and even if you're not a dancer, the vibe can be contagious. The golden rules of making friends. Here's the secrets to the golden rule of making friends. Put down your phone. Put it down. You're probably watching this on a phone, but go ahead and put it down if you're making a friend. Make serious eye contact. Talk with people. Ask goofy questions. Just be with someone. Sometimes you don't even have to be talking, to just be with them. If it gets silent, don't pull out your phone. Just watch the leaves or listen to the birds together. Be present. You'll make a friend. Show up consistently. This is really important. And a lot of people go, well, I went, but nobody was friendly. People can be withdrawn. People can be busy in their own heads. People can be busy doing their artwork. If you went to an art gathering, people can be shy, right? You can be shy. We can all be shy. Show up consistently. You will make a friend over time. That's the great thing about a coffee klatch, right? Is that you're there each time. And over time, you kind of look back and go, hey, I really have an affinity for that person. We should probably go get coffee one day, separate from the group, and really get to know each other. So showing up consistently is really important. Be genuinely curious. Don't forget to just ask those questions. Listen more than you talk. Ask the question and listen. People rate other people as great conversationalists who are the listener in the group. It's so funny when they do research on listening and who the people rate as the best conversationalist, it was the person that spoke the least. So think on that. Be curious and listen. And try new things. If you go, I'm not an artist, I don't necessarily go to music venues, and I'm not a kayaker. Goodness sakes, Don, what do I do? I'll just pick something and go try it out. Pick something and try it out and be consistent. Here's a great tech hack. LinkedIn isn't just for jobs. Think about how you use your social media. If you have a LinkedIn profile because of work, use it to build your community as you move into the fourth quarter of your life. If you're in your 50s and early 60s and you're really thinking, I need to make some new friends, when you decide, we're going to move to XYZ, we know this, and the kids are there, we're going to move there. Let's say XYZ is Denver. The kids are in Denver, we're moving to Denver to be near them, and we know this. You might just go into your LinkedIn and see who you know that is in the Denver area, or even who you know that's not in the Denver area, but they know someone who's in the Denver area. Make a point of having coffee with those folks. Link with them. Join in a conversation with them. Have your friend introduce you to that other person and just plain go meet them. I did that when I moved to a new city. I had a friend of mine introduce me to his daughter. He was an older man and his daughter's a little younger than me. And we met for coffee and really enjoyed our visit. Did we end up being best friends? No, but to this day I follow her on Facebook and we really enjoy knowing each other. Reach out. Use those social media apps to really connect. Here's another social media app trick. You know people that are on social media and they comment in a similar vein to you. You both think the same way. You know many of the same people, but you go, golly, I don't really know that person in real life. I don't know them. I just know them on social media. They're a social media friend. Make a point of meeting with them in person. Just reach out and say, hey, I am going to be in your area and I'd love to meet you for lunch. What do you think? And just see what happens. They may go, that's wonderful. I really am looking forward to meeting you. Be proactive. Don't wait for someone else to invite you. You make it happen. Stay curious. Try new things. Meet new people. If they turn into a grumpy and you don't want to be near them, that's fine. You met them and you move on. But most importantly, show up with consistency and you will create a new community. Here's a final challenge. I'd really like you to give it a shot. Reach out to 3 new people. Join 1 new group and plan 1 new adventure. If you do those 3 things, reaching out to 3 new people, you may know them, but you don't really know them. Reach out via social media. Ask them if they'd like to have coffee, grab a glass of wine, have lunch, meet up at the event that you were going to go to anyway. Join 1 new group. That might be a knitting group or a kayak group or a music group or just a coffee clutch. Join 1 new group and plan 1 new adventure. I love planning adventures close to home. I also love planning trips, but I like to plan adventures close to home. So go in that events area of Facebook. Go over to your Chamber of Commerce calendar. That's a great place to look. Go to the Chamber of Commerce or visit your community, the tourism page, and look at the events. You'll be surprised how little events are on there. Plan an adventure to that event. So you do those 3 pieces of homework, and I know you'll be well on your way to creating a new community for your 4th quarter.